Bold prediction time. What do you believe about this upcoming year so strongly that you would bet your own money on it? Well, first up, we've got an SEC championship game prediction that is a little off the beaten path, but not really. It comes to us from Norway, and it is Texas and Ole Miss. They face off in the SEC championship game. This is the number 2 versus the number 3 team in the SEC odds right now, according to FanDuel. So it wouldn't be shocking at all. I know it would be a little jarring for longtime fans to see Lane Kiffin leading a team into Atlanta to play for the SEC title, but in terms of odds, it would not be crazy. They got 2 of the better schedules, more favorable schedules in the conference. Both of them return pretty high-performing quarterbacks in Jackson Dart and Quinn Ewers. Both of them leveraged the portal very well this past cycle. So I'm going to make this an 8.75. It just means you got to find a way for Georgia to not be there. That's really what's tough. Georgia, whether they go in as the higher seed or not, just keeping them out of the game entirely, that's difficult. Both of these teams play Georgia this year, though. Next up, this is fun. G-Rob said he's from Bakersfield, California, first off. And it's George, my bad. George from Bakersfield. Anyway, George is in Bakersfield thinking that 3 former Pac-12 schools will make the playoff this year. Well, that's a 9.5. That's a 9.5 on the boldness scale. Now, Oregon's a former Pac-12 school. They've got the 4th best odds to win the whole thing. So Oregon will probably be in the playoff. Utah is favored to win the Big 12. So we could see Utah in the playoff. Who's your 3rd team? George? Anyone? We need 3 of them here, not 2 of 3. Is Arizona going to randomly come out of the Big 12 and either win the conference or get some surprise at large bid? Is USC going to surprise some people? I don't think you're counting on Washington or UCLA, Cal, Stanford. I don't think you're counting on those teams. Arizona State, probably not there yet. So Oregon, I could see it. Utah, I could see it. I don't know who the 3rd team is. So I'm going to put a 9.5 on that one. And next up, this was kind of trickily worded. It's from Caden in Prattville, Alabama. He said there will be 2 teams that play each other 3 times this year. Okay, so it doesn't mean 2 different pairs of teams. It just means there will be a couple of teams that play each other thrice this year. Once in the regular season, once in the conference championship game, once in the playoff. I put a 9 on this. It's not as bold as it sounds. It's bold, but it's not crazy bold. It could be like Georgia, Texas. They play in the regular season. Georgia, Ole Miss, Georgia, Bama, they all play in the regular season in the SEC. Could easily play in the conference title game. One of them wins and gets the bye. The other one loses, gets an at-large spot, wins their first-round game. Could end up running into their conference mate in the following rounds. You could have Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan. They round-robin each other in the Big Ten this year. So you can have a combination of those. Ohio State also plays Penn State. So the point is, there are several opportunities for this. And I think inevitably, we've at least got a couple of rematches coming this year. Do we have the elusive 3rd matchup? And would it be weird? Probably so. I'm going to put a 9 on that one, though, because of how many of these highly ranked teams do play each other in the regular season. And lastly, speaking of that playoff, Joe in El Paso said, I think Miami and Missouri are going to the playoff this year. Joe, it's not crazy. It's not crazy. Both of them have win totals of 9.5. I'm going to make this an 8.75 on the bold prediction scale. Missouri, you think they're going to make the playoff? You go to FanDuel right now and vote yes. It's plus 184 odds. You think Miami's going to make it? You go and pick yes. It's plus 210 odds right now. Those aren't crazy. Both of them got good quarterback situations in their own right. So I think that's an 8.75 on the boldness scale.